Welcome back to Mom and Pop's Video Shop. In this episode, we're going to cover a flick that I actually saw for the first time last night,
which I'm legit still in shock about.
You know how we both had those.
Of course,
a list
I don't mean it in shock. Like how could you call yourself a horror fan? That's not what I mean. I mean knowing your love for this genre, and knowing the movies that you like, the level you put like a Lost Boys or a Silver Bullet or a Fright Night. That you haven't seen this does surprise the crap out of me.
It is a subgenre that I'm a fan of, and for whatever reason, I just never got around to it till last night. And time to let the old proverbial cat out of the bag. What we're talking about is 1986's Vamp.
Yeah, baby. VHS.
Starring Grace Jones.
Yes.
The dude from Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Oh, you mean Robert Russler?
Yes. And the kid from, I think, Meatballs. The name Meatballs?
Oh, yeah. You mean Chris Makepeace?
From Meatballs.
From Meatballs, yes. And also, I feel horrible that I'm...
Long Duck Dong?
Yes, I was going to say Long Duck Dong, but I'm...
the donga need food.
Watanabe?
I think so. So, full disclosure, I had not seen this movie until we did Spooky Flicks Fest like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get to see it, and years went by. Never saw it. And I always got the vibe that it was meh. I'm not going to lie. Straight up. I love that movie.
So here's my first take. I wouldn't say that I love it.
Okay.
It's definitely not my
Are we going to
favorite.
still be friends after then?
Are we still friends?
Yeah, we're going to be friends. It's definitely not my favorite vampire movie, but I could see, like, had I rented this when I was a kid, it absolutely would have been a nostalgic top 10.
Yes. Weirdly like reverse C&D. It's reverse cinematic nostalgia disorder. It's a movie that you've never seen before, but you watch it and it hits all the right notes in just the right way, at just the right moment for you.
It makes you feel younger.
It's like you retroactively love it, like as if you had seen it.
King's golden years.
Yeah,
like when you get years back on your life.
You somehow get years back on like how
That's
you
kind
feel.
of how I felt about
That's
this.
how I felt about that.
Yeah. They take a lot of liberties with the vampire lore, I feel like.
Yes.
And let's face it, the plot makes zero freaking sense whatsoever.
Yeah, but it's fun.
But it's, dude, I'll say this. The scene where Grace Jones changes, like the first time she vamps out. Holy shit, is it freaking creepy.
Yeah,
right?
It's great. I think that Watanabe, I think it's Watanabe. I thought he was great.
Say Watanabe.
Or that. And I thought he was fantastic. I actually love that they didn't play, because keep in mind, 1986.
Yeah.
Right? He played Long Duck Dong like 2 years earlier in 16 Candles. Yeah. It would have been very easy. This is the same year that Gung Ho came out, I think. It would have just been very easy for them to play up all the stereotypes about, Asian actors and Japanese actors and stuff like that. And they didn't. He plays it. He was just a nerd. He's like a nerdy rich guy, if memory serves. Yeah. And I loved I loved all the characters in this. And I'm becoming more and more of a fan of Robert Russler, not just because of Nightmare 2 and Weird Science, but because that dude seems to have like the best sense of humor about like everything, himself, life. He's been in quite a few of the Horror's Hallowed Grounds with Sean Clark.
Oh, really?
And they have like this constant like joke. It always reminds me of Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, where they're obviously really good friends, but they totally play it off like they can't stand each other.
Exactly. You know who else was in this that God, I tend to like him and everything. He's like the perfect villain. Is Billy Drago.
Yes, Billy Drago. Is he still alive?
I don't know. I hope so, because eventually I think we should make a movie and
just have Billy Drago. Billy Drago and Robert Russler. That's who I wanted to be.
Yeah, if all their agents are watching.
Yeah. Hook us up.
Let's do lunch. I always wanted to see that.
Where do you rank this next to Fright Night?
Like, as far as like Fright Night's here, and where's Vamp?
Or do you rank Vamp higher than Fright Night?
No.
Okay, good. We'll be friends.
Okay, no. I like this movie a lot, but I don't rank it.
No,
and part of it might be because I grew up like seeing Fright Night, and I don't know.
This is one that I regret not riding my bike to the video store and renting with my friends on a Saturday with boxes full of Dominoes and Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just like a perfect 13-year-old.
Yes.
Oh, there's boobies.
Yeah.
But not, you'd be surprised, not a lot.
It is shockingly reserved. Because I thought, honestly, I as a kid thought Vamp was one of the like naughty movies that I wasn't supposed to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was like overly worried about like, oh, my mom gonna get mad at me.
Mama's boy.
Let me ask you this too. Do you feel like this, it had to have influenced From Dusk Till Dawn?
Oh, had to have. I mean, Tarantino always has selective. I'm sure he's going to say that Vamp had some level of influence on him. I mean, From Dusk Till Dawn is its own thing, and it does its own thing, but that's immediately the movie.
Well, and again, I say this about a lot of stuff, but in terms of subgenres, I think we need more stripper vampire movies.
Are you a pervert?
I will say that this movie, if you haven't seen it, You absolutely should. I think it is available online, so you can see it streaming.
Yeah.
But if you can pick up a physical copy, that's what we always
This
recommend.
is cool. If you're a VHS collector, this isn't going to break the bank, and it looks awesome on a shelf.
Yes, it really. And that poster to me, I need to get that poster because that is not to the level of Fright Night 2's poster of how much I love it and how 80s it is, but it's close because I love the simplicity, the minimalist simplicity of that poster.
Exactly.
You know, the white starkness and the way the eyeshadow and everything looks on the Fright Night 2 poster is always going to be.
Speaking of white starkness, without spoiling too much,
Grace Jones
stripper.
I wouldn't call it stripping. I call it performance art.
Exactly.
It's 100%. Exactly. And it's very Grace Jones. And the thing about Grace Jones is she's fascinating to me. And
especially for that time. Like she would be she's total
iconic.
Like Lady Gaga.
Yes, but even like more out there. Like
but especially for the 80s. I feel like she was just like,
I think she's awesome. Like I'm a huge Grace Jones fan. So
she looked incredible. I mean, let's face it, her dialogue was amazing.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. And she's so intense.
That was sarcasm.
You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
She doesn't really have any knowledge.
She doesn't speak.
To be fair, I haven't watched this in like a year.
She doesn't say it. She doesn't have a single line.
I didn't remember.
Spoiler alert.
Vamp. 100%. What do you rate this, Tyson, on our scale of 5 to 1? I know it's not going to be a 5. Probably not even going to be a 4
So
for you.
what's
a 2 is you took it back. Like you rented it on Friday night. You took it back Saturday morning to get something else.
And what's a 3?
A 3 is actually good to me. 3 is like you rented it on Friday night and you kept it through the weekend. You returned it on Monday morning like you're supposed to. You didn't pay any late fees. You weren't willing to pay a late fee on it. And then 5 is you like straight up were willing to keep it.
I'm going to go with a 3 then because again, I'm taking myself back. This is one that I would have rented with friends.
Yes.
And would have enjoyed it and not like raced back to the video store to rent something different.
I think I'm going to have to work in a 0.5 system for me because I think this is going to be at least a 3.5.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm going to be generous, I'd say a 4. And I want to see it because I've really only seen it the one time. Yeah. But I really liked it. I need to watch it a couple more times. So for me, it's a 3 in the sense that I definitely watched it a couple times that weekend and loved it and told everybody. And I probably would have, I don't know if I would have paid the late fee. I would have definitely gone back a couple weekends later. And certainly if there was anything else on the new release aisle that I'd been jonesing for, I could see me going back through the horror section and be like, I need to watch Vamp again. I really like that movie. Like that's what it is for me. And I think it could grow for me as well. So I'll say a 3 as well to start off. But it's definitely worth your time if you've never seen Vamp.
Are you sure?
So on that note, I'm going to close this up.
I think so.
Thanks for checking this out. Let us know if you've seen Vamp and how you feel about it. Where does it rate in terms of your favorite vampire movies?
Yeah, comment below. Make sure, and spoiler free, please. And be sure, you like, subscribe, share our videos. We're again trying to grow the channel. We really appreciate those of you that have subscribed, that are liking the videos that we're putting out, that are watching them. We really appreciate you. Like, it means a lot to us because honestly, we have no expectation that anybody would want to watch any of this stuff.
No, it turns out some of you guys actually dig what we have.
Yeah, and we really appreciate that. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. So
hey, until next time, again, thanks again for watching. And remember, at Mom and Pop's, our love of...
It goes without saying, dude. Near dark.
Never stops. That was my best, like, Bill Paxton voice.
Awkward. Yeah, you had to do it like really crazy.
Never stops.
If you're not afraid of the night, if you're not afraid of death, then you have nothing to fear until you meet one of them. Because vampires don't just kill you all at once. They terrify you forever.
Move that!
Near, dark, afraid for daylight. Rated R.
Now playing at a theater near you.